My name is Tiffany Lancaster, and I run True Agency Real Estate Team. If you've just received a notice of default, or you're wondering what the timeline is of foreclosure, what does foreclosure look like here in Utah, that's what we're going to go over in this video. Now, in Utah, you must be at least 90 days behind before you receive a notice of default. Now, I see that people are a lot farther behind than that, and then they've received a notice of default. So it's not a hard rule that they must file a notice of default at 90 days behind, but that's the soonest that they can file notice of default. Now, once a notice of default has been filed in the state of Utah, they have to wait at least 120 additional days before they schedule a sale date, a foreclosure sale date. Now that's when they auction off your property at the county courthouse steps and people go and bid on it. That's what the foreclosure sale is. Now, again, that's not a hard rule that they will file or schedule a foreclosure sale date 120 days out. That's just the soonest that they're legally able to schedule that sale date. So there's lots of time for you to take action and avoid that foreclosure. So Utah is a non-judicial state. That means that it does not have to go through the courts in order for this to happen. The biggest difference is in judicial states, there is a redemption period when homeowners can come back and claim their property back, catch up, pay for their property and get it back. In Utah, that option is not available to homeowners. Once the foreclosure sale has happened, it's final. The timeline just varies honestly based off of your servicer, your mortgage company. Every mortgage company is different. The thing that's going to make the biggest difference is whether or not you're in communication with them. If you are in communication with them, they're going to be more likely to be a little bit more lenient on those dates. But if you're avoiding them, if you're not answering their phone calls, then they're going to be a lot quicker to schedule that notice of default and schedule the sale date. So once the sale date is scheduled, it's not the end of the road, but it does start eliminating options. For instance, normally only work with a short sale 38 days from the sale date. So you want to make sure that you don't get to that point, because then that takes the short sale option off the table. It's just not enough time to negotiate with the lender and work out a short sale. Cash offers, typically cash offer, we can work with a cash offer up until, a couple of weeks before the sale date. But the closer that we get to that sale date, the options start falling off the table. So I do highly recommend that, once you receive that notice of default, reach out, find out what all of your options are while there are still plenty of them available to you. A short sale, essentially what a short sale is, you're shorting your mortgage company the loan. So it means you're underwater in your house. Your house is no longer worth what you paid for it when you figure in commissions and fees to sell your home. So when that happens, doesn't necessarily mean that you are bound to get foreclosed on. You can work with a realtor who understands what short sales are and how to work with them. And we can work with your bank to get them to accept a lesser amount than what is owed on your mortgage. There are not a lot of agents who are very familiar in this market with what short sales even are, because we haven't really seen them a bunch. The last time we saw a bunch of short sales was 2012, 2013, and prior to that, they really started going away because values started coming up, and we're actually starting to see values now flatline and maybe even decline a little bit over the last year or so. And because of some things that have happened in the market, I anticipate we're going to start seeing a lot more of these because of what's called partial claims that have been happening since COVID, where people weren't paying their mortgage. They were using foreclosures as a last resort. So with foreclosures, they are going to take a little more time than a traditional sale. Typically, a short sale could take anywhere from 3 to 6 plus months to go through the process. They're going to want a lot of documentation from the homeowner. You are going to have a hardship, meaning you have to have a life-changing event that happened to you that affected your ability to be able to make your mortgage payment. And this 38-day rule is because of the process and how long the process actually takes to complete a short sale. I have had a situation where I was able to get a foreclosure sale postponed and give us a little bit more time time to actually get the short sale done, but that is more the exception than the rule. So, I mean, anything is possible. It's best just to talk to us. We could always feel out the situation, have a conversation with your mortgage servicer and see if they're willing to work with us. But a good rule of thumb is that you need at least 38 days from your foreclosure sale date to complete a short sale. Typically, they schedule these foreclosure sale dates about 30 days out. They can be postponed. We can work with the trustee who's conducting the foreclosure sale, but there are no guarantees. It's just going to be really, really important that you reach out to us right away, because like I said, there are a lot more options on the table the earlier you are in this process. If you just completely ignore your mortgage company once you've received a notice of default, it is likely going to just speed the foreclosure process up, and they are likely going to just follow that notice of default issued as soon as you're 90 days late, and then 120 days later schedule that notice of trustee sale, put the trustee sale on the calendar for 30 days from that time. And so I can't reiterate it enough. The best thing for you to do is make sure that you're communicating with your mortgage company. So here's the timeline of the foreclosure process in Utah. You must be at least 90 days behind before they schedule the notice of default. And then from that time, they have to wait 120 days until they schedule the notice of the trustee sale. And then they schedule that trustee sale 30 days from that date. So the entire foreclosure process is a minimum of 240 days. So the best thing to understand about the foreclosure process is that it is, in fact, a process. It's not one event. You do have time, but not too much time. You still need to act fast, but you have more time than you think you do. I've been helping people with notices of default since 2011. Almost 15 years I've been working with distressed property situations and understanding what their best options are and how to truly help them get on their feet. This is what we value here at True Agency. We value empowering people who are in these situations. We value protecting these people from predatory practices. So if you're in this situation, we would love to sit down with you. We would love to have a consultation and show you exactly what all of your options are, help you feel empowered to make the best decision for you and your life moving forward. If you're finding yourself in this situation, I urge you to please fill out the form, call us, text us. We have agents who specialize in every zip code, who specialize in their territory. They know your area. They understand. They are well trained in these distressed property situations. They are here to help. They're here to give you sound advice. So please reach out. Let us meet with you. Let us inform you on what all of your options are.